Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up America Weekend. The FBI arrested 34 people, including NBA head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat player Terry Rozier, plus former player and coach Damon Jones, in connection with investigations relating to alleged illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by the mafia. Last night, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver made his first public remarks. Quote, "My initial reaction was I was deeply disturbed," Silver said on Amazon Prime Video during the streaming service's first broadcast at Boston at New York. "There's nothing more important to the league and its fans than the integrity of the competition. I had a pit in my stomach. It was very upsetting." Let's talk about it with our guest. We are joined by attorney, conservative political commentator Peter Lumaj and former prosecutor, Newsmax contributor, Mr. Amir Bino. Good morning, gentlemen. So, guys, I don't know if your audio is working. I couldn't hear you, but we want you to listen to what FBI Director Kash Patel had to say.
But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing.
Yeah, so I guess first question we're going to throw to you, Amir. Set up for us, what are the charges that these guys are facing, and what's the standard, the burden of proof here, and how do they get a conviction?
Well, generally what this is, just to put it in everyday terms, is it's like insider trading. If you've got information on individuals, on athletes who might be injured or people who might, be playing in a particular game or not playing in a particular game, you can't trade on that information to get some sort of an advantage. And that's what they're saying was done here, using online betting, which is legal generally, but doing this is not legal. And so that, the optics are terrible for the NBA and for professional sports, but, the burden is always going to be on the government. The government's got to prove that these individuals broke the law in some way of using online sources, whether it's wire fraud, whether there's a host of federal laws that say when you use the internet or online sources to be able to pass along this kind of information to gain some type of advantage, that's a crime. So it's going to be on the government. They have to prove it. Everybody's presumed innocent, of course, but optically it's terrible.
Yeah, it certainly is. Peter, I want to, before we get you in on this, take a quick listen to Shaquille O'Neal's thoughts on the whole thing.
I know Chauncey, I know Damon very well, played with Damon, so I don't want to sit up here, but I'm ashamed that those guys will put their families and their careers in jeopardy. There's an old saying in the hood, all money ain't good money. So if you're making $9 million and you're dealing in certain things, like how much more do you need? Especially if you know you get caught, you can do jail time, lose your career, put a bad image on yourself or your family.
All right. So, Peter, do you agree with Shaq there?
I couldn't agree with him more, actually. He's correct on this. But the most shocking statement that I've heard about this case came from Stephen Smith when he said that, "I warned you that Trump is going to go after the NBA." He was trying to blame Trump about this arrest that transpired a few days ago regarding these NBA players or former players. The interesting thing is that the FBI is doing the job that started under the Biden administration, and Kash Patel is completing this job. The betting and gambling and mafia associating with each other goes back, years and years back. And they have gotten very sophisticated in this case. And when you see the level of sophistication and the way the FBI was able to break this, it's just amazing the quality of people that Trump has appointed to the Department of Justice, including the FBI, to go after this gambling. And I agree with the former prosecutor when he stated that it's like having, inside trading information that you cannot use it to advance your own gains in these cases. And I'm proud of the FBI cracking down on this case. And
Sure.
I think that they have an airtight case against them.
Yeah, let's bring in our special guest here because I think this story is fascinating, and I want to talk more about it before we move on. Charles, were you shocked?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with some of the names that were mentioned, Chauncey Billups, that really surprised me. And Shaq's point and everybody's point is correct. But the interesting thing, I kind of tied to what we were talking about with Canal Street. Because a lot of people will look at this. I actually heard someone when they broke the story, until they knew the details, saying, but it's kind of a victimless crime. What difference does it make? So they made some money. But that's why we have laws, right? And your job, these officers, the FBI, their jobs are to find people who are taking an unfair advantage and put a stop to it, right? So it doesn't matter whether it looks like it's victimless. It's not. Some bettors lost money because of this, right? I think the NBA players were also charged, in addition to insider trading, as being like bringing in the whales, using their name and notoriety to get people who wouldn't normally do it to bet, and that's the problem.
Exactly. That I think was the major. That's really sad that they were doing that. They were setting these people up for failure and bringing them in by using their names. What do you see as being, the fallout here, Cherie?
Well, to your point, Sarah, the NFL even came out recently with a statement putting their players on notice, too, just to make sure that this controversy doesn't go across the whole sports spectrum. But I think it's disappointing, to Shaq's point. It brings shame to the individuals, to the NBA, and the season just started, so I'm hoping that no one else is just caught up in this whole entire scandal.
That's a good point. Yeah.
They also had it in the MLB as well with Ohtani. So,
that's right.
This is...
I do want to pivot, though, to this stunning turn of events involving New York Attorney General Letitia James. Now, she's the same prosecutor who led those charges against Donald Trump. She's now facing her own legal scrutiny. Amir, when prosecutors who wield enormous power face the same accusations they've pursued, what does that do for public trust?
Well, it's not good for public trust. I mean, both stories here talk about the integrity of different institutions. One with the NBA, this with just our system of justice. Look, when people start going after political enemies, people are naturally distrustful. And Letitia James did it with Donald Trump. People have a natural, reaction, I think, to saying, well, is Donald Trump just saying, well, now it's my turn to get you back? So we have to look into the facts of the case. But people have a healthy skepticism of charges when politics get injected into it. Really, politics has no place in the justice system. Should be without fear or favor prosecutions. And so we have to look at the facts of the case, and we have to determine whether or not they bear out the charges that have been brought.
Peter, 30 seconds to you. Do you agree with Amir?
I do, actually, but on the other hand, no one can deny the fact that since 2018, Letitia James came to fame because she claimed publicly that her entire purpose of running for the Attorney General is to go after Trump and his family and try to destroy them. If anyone can claim that he or she was politically persecuted and prosecuted for political reasons, can be Donald Trump and his family. And Letitia James now is claiming to be the victim of the system that she used to prosecute and persecute Donald Trump for political reasons.
Yeah, the irony is undeniable here. Amir, Peter, thanks so much. We appreciate you, Cherie and Charles. We'll see you later in the show.